Hey, so today we're going to do something a bit different. Normally I do Reiki videos on this channel, but today I kind of wanted to kind of flip the script a little bit. I'm going to do a pick a card reading. Basically how the world sees you, how the world views you. Something simple, nothing too crazy. I have 3 dragons you can pick from. I'm not going to do the whole pile thing. You'll pick the dragon, we'll shuffle the cards, and I'll tell you what I see. I got about 5 decks, but I don't think I'm going to use them all, depending on the situation. But yeah, I'm going to try to use at the most 3 to 4, but if I have to use all 5, I don't mind. But anyways, so without further ado, let's see how the world views you, how people feel about you in general. So for pile 1, it's the green dragon. Pile 2, blue dragon. And pile 3, the gray dragon. So timestamps are either below in the description, or they're either in the comment section, or both. Just pick whichever pile you want, and we'll get the reading started. So if you pick pile 1, let's get started. I'm going to start off with the traditional tarot. How does the world view you? How does the world see you? How does the world view you? How does the world see you? And I've already saged these cards completely before I started the reading, so. How does the world view you? How does the world see you? How does the world feel about you? For pile number 1. Or dragon number 1. I'll show you the cards as I pull them. After I pull them, not as I pull them, after I pull them. Okay. Doing 3 cards of the traditional tarot, and then I'll get another deck and I'll do 3 cards for that one. And if I have to clarify, I'll do 3 more cards from a different deck. Right? How does the world see you? How does the world view you? How do people feel about you? I don't read reversals as well. That's another thing. Okay, 3 cards fell out. We're gonna go with that. Alright, so for the first card, let's see what we got. Okay, so we have the 2 of Pentacles. You can see it, we have the 2 of Pentacles. That's the first card. We have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Lovers. So, if you are a female or you resonate with the feminine energy, the Queen of Swords represents you. The Queen of Swords is a very direct type. They're very honest with their words. They can be cutting with their words depending on the situation. They're very sharp, very smart women. Or if you are a male that's watching this, it's not gender specific. You're very smart, very, headstrong. You're very honest. You say what's on your mind. You don't hold anything back. That's basically the overall description of the Queen of Swords. With the 2 of Pentacles, usually represents someone trying to make a decision or something kind of like, going with the flow. So they see you like a person that pretty much goes with the flow. As you notice the water in the background as it's kind of flowing like a wave, and the pentacles, he's kind of doing sort of a balancing act. You're a person that's very balanced, someone that's can go with the flow easily, but at the same time you're someone that isn't afraid to speak their mind, is isn't afraid to stand in their power, is very honest, very forthright. And with the Lovers card, usually the Lovers represents, love, two people coming together. It also can represent decision making. You're really good at making decisions. People often come to you when they need a decision to be made. You're very, like, because you're smart. I mean, you're the Queen of Swords, or if you're a male watching this, I will say you're the King of Swords. You're a very smart person. You are a very logical person. You don't usually rely on emotions to make decisions, and that's good. And you look at the facts, you look at logic, you look at what evidence is being presented to you before you make any sort of decision. So people often come to you to make these decisions. People often come to you when something needs to be sorted out, because you're very fair, you're balanced. You may have Libra energy, you may have Gemini energy, because you have the Lovers. The Lovers also represent Gemini as a star sign, or Libra, because you have the Two of Pentacles. Like I say, balance. You may have Libra in your chart. You may even have Aquarius in your chart if you're Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, whatever. But air is very prominent in your energy. You're a very smart, witty, intelligent person. So that's what I got from the traditional tarot. I'll show them one more time, just kind of give you a look at the cards. Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Lovers. So yeah, people see you as very smart, very fair, very headstrong, someone that can make decisions when needed, someone who makes educated decisions, not just decisions based on emotion. So that's what we got for the traditional tarot. Now let's look at, I think this is the Book of Shadows tarot, but it's more of the light side. I have the dark side with me too, but this is more of the light side, so let's see what we got. Okay. All right. Beautiful. It's funny, I had said that you could be a Libra with the Two of Pentacles. We got the Justice card with this as well. So you're someone who's very fair. Like I said, you're very fair. You make decisions based on the evidence that's been presented to you, based on the facts. You don't look at emotion when you make decisions. You're hardworking. You have the Three of Pentacles. You're very hardworking, and people admire you for your work. Whatever job you do, whether it's on the workplace, art, school, whatever you're doing, people see the work you put into your work, and they admire it. They are very grateful for how hardworking you are. And you also have the Four of Wands, which represents stability for me. So you're a very stable person. Like I said, you're not that. I'm not saying you're not that emotional, because you could have be an emotional person, but when people see you as someone who doesn't rely on emotion to do things, you're not that type of person that will make decisions based on emotions. Like, you have to get your emotions in check first before you decide to make any sort of decision, because if you make a decision based on emotion, it usually puts you in a worse place than you are already in. Like I said, you're a very hard worker. People admire you for your work. You're a very fair person when it comes to work. So if you have coworkers or boss, they know that you're a fair person. If they have an issue, they know you're going to handle it in the fairest light possible. You're not going to, you're going to look at both sides. You're not going to be like, I'm going to choose you because I like you better. No, it's not going to work that way. You have to see both sides. You have to hear both sides of the story. And then from those facts, you make those decisions. And like I said, when it comes to your work, you're the same way. Like, if you want to be, I don't know what profession you're possibly doing. But let's say you want to be a lawyer. No, not a lawyer, a judge. Let's say you want to be a judge. You could be a judge, because judging by these cards, you could work in the legal field. But let's say you're a judge, right? You're not the type of judge that is going to be swayed by, being paid under the table. Like, hey, if you do this, or you help sway a certain verdict this way, whatever, you're not going to be that person. You need fairness. You thrive on fairness. You thrive on truth. You need to know the truth. And people know that you're an honorable person. So if you're male, female, regardless who's watching this, people see you as very smart, very forthright, very headstrong, very fair, very honest, very stable. They can trust you. They can rely on you. hardworking. They admire your work. You're a very, level-headed person. You're not someone who makes decisions based on emotion. Um, we'll do a little bit more on the romantic side, and just look at the romantic side, because we also have a little bit of curiosity in that front. Um, let's see. So let's look on the romantic level. How do people see you in a romantic sense? Like, how does your suitor see you? The people that you're attracted to, people that are attracted to you. Let's see how they see you. So we're gonna pull 3 cards from this deck. Cause we're always curious about that. One, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. Let's see these cards. And by the way, these are the Romance Angel deck, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Alrighty. So we have healing family issues. We have stay optimistic about your love life. And we have trust. So on the romantic sense, people can probably sense that you probably, like healing family issues, you probably came from, and this may not be accurate, if doesn't resonate, then don't take it, take what resonates, but growing up, you probably didn't grow up in such an easy environment. You're a person that kind of went through a lot as a kid, and it's kind of shaped the way you view romance and love in general, and people can kind of see that. Regardless if it's a bad thing or a good thing, like you can grow up from a rough environment, but that may fuel you to be a better person, or you can grow up in a rough environment and that can fuel you to be a different person. But sorry about the noise in the background. I mean, it's low-key, it's like 9 a.m. in the morning, and these people just make a whole bunch of noise. It's like a Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and it's just a whole bunch of noise. But anyways, so people get the sense that you're kind of healing from any sort of issues that may have taken place in your childhood. You're kind of dealing with it at your own pace, and that's fine. But they also see you as a very positive force. They also see you as somebody who, if you're dealing with these issues, you look at the bright side of life. That's when I see stay optimistic about your love life. I'm not just looking at your love life, but you're in life in general. You try to keep a positive attitude. You try to see the good in things. You try to see both sides, regardless of how bad the situation is. So people that look at you, that are attracted to you, people that see you in a romantic light, they tend to see you as someone who sees the positive in anything, regardless of where you came from or what you dealt with. You know how to find the positives in anything. And also we have trust. Just a little bit longer. We have trust, and that says the situation is calling you to have faith. You're a person you have faith. You could be a person that's spiritual, religious. You have a lot of faith. You have faith that the right person is going to come into your life. You're not a person that's, freaking out like, am I going to meet the right person? You're a person that's just like, you know what, the right person is going to come into my life at the right time. And usually with air signs and people that carry a lot of air energy, we tend to overthink about these things. Sometimes, I know for me, I'm air pretty much dominates my chart. So I'm coming from firsthand experience. I know that air signs, we tend to be in our heads about a lot of things. But if you are that type of person that's really more in their head about things, well, you're kind of learning to kind of trust the universe, trust the process, trust that things are going to work out, no matter how things may look. Or you could be a person that's just you trust the universe. You're not a person that you kind of go with the flow, like in the first card that we saw. Like you go with the flow. You're not someone that's trying to fight the tide. You're going with the tide. So people that are attracted to you, people who like you, people that that you date, they see you as someone who is healing. They see you as someone who's very optimistic, someone who's very positive, and someone that doesn't mind putting their trust in the universe, doesn't mind putting their trust in source, putting their trust in whatever higher power you could believe in. And they appreciate that. They want to be around that. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole rundown about how people see you. They see you as a very smart person, very headstrong, very fair, positive. All around, you seem like a great person. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. And now we'll get to pile 2. So, for pile 2, if you picked the blue dragon, let's start with your reading. And start with the traditional tarot, like before. How does the world view you? How do people see you? How do they feel about you? What do they think about you? How does the world see you? How does the world view you? How do people think about you? How do people feel about you? Jesus Christ. Oops. I'm not gonna take that. Sorry about that. Again, like I said, 9 a.m. in the morning, and it's just ruckus. And I don't know. I guess church. I don't know. How do people see you? How do people view you? How do people feel about you in general? Okay. All right, so we have the Ace of Cups, the Chariot, and the Tower. So you're actually opposite of number 1. Number 1 was very logical. They made decisions based on logic, based on facts, based on reason. You seem like a person that's a lot more emotional about things. You wear your heart on your sleeve. When something happens, it affects you directly. You don't hold back your emotions. You don't hold back how you feel. When you feel a certain way, you're going to express it. And usually it shocks people. Like, you're the type of person that you could be, and coming from like somebody who has a Cancer Mars, you're the type of person that something can be bothering you, and like I said, I could be wrong. If it doesn't resonate, choose another pile. But you're the type of person that if something could be wrong, and you probably won't say anything about it, but if like something as small as, I don't know, like the whole notion, the straw that broke the camel's back. Well, someone can do something simple and it can trigger you. And if it triggers you, you release all this emotion, and people are usually shocked by the amount of emotion you would have. As you look in the Ace of Cups, it's just an outpour of emotion, like the cup's overflowing with water. You could be a Cancer. You could be any water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But with the Chariot, it usually represents the star sign Cancer. It could be in your sun, moon, rising. You may just have prominent water in your chart, but people see you as a very emotional person, a person that wears their heart on your sleeve. That's not a bad thing. You're a person that's going to react whenever something negative happens or something good happens. You show emotion. You may cry whenever someone gives you a gift, or you may just be a very loving person, loves to give hugs, loves to give kisses, whatever. But you're a very emotional person. You're a very loving person. You have a big heart. I can see from this. You have a very big heart. And like I said, you sort of wear your heart on your sleeves, but it's not a bad thing. People that wear their heart on their sleeves, they're usually empathic people that feel things a lot easier than people who are a lot more in their heads. So there's nothing wrong with that. Not to say if you're air sign like me, you're not in your head, because you're not empathic, because I'm empathic in situations as well. But it all affects us all differently. People feel certain things differently. You're more of an emotional person. You feel things with your heart. You don't think about it. If it affects you, if it bothers you, you're going to let people know. If it's something that is really bothering you and you hold it in, it'll come out, and it'll come out like a huge flood of emotion. So that's what I got from the traditional tarot. Now we're gonna look at the Book of Shadows tarot, the light side, as my friend says. Let's see. How does the world view you? How does the world see you? How does the world think of you? How do people see you? How do people think of you? What do people feel about you? Ooh, Four of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So like I said, you are sort of different from the last pile. Whereas the last pile makes decisions based on logic and thinking, you tend to make decisions usually depending on how you feel. You're not a person, like, if you don't feel like doing something, you're not going to do it. If you don't feel like cooking, you're not going to cook. If you don't feel like, going out, you're not going to go out. But if you feel like you can do it, you're kind of like the moon, also represented with Cancer, where it's just like, the moon it goes through different phases. Well, you're kind of like that with how you are, with your mood. Depending on how you feel, you may do this. Depending on how you feel, you may do that. That's fine. But you're also a very relaxed person. You're also a very chill person. You're not someone that's going to stir the pot. You're not someone that's going to, bring trouble to people. You're going to react. You're not going to cause a problem. If someone does something to you, you're going to react accordingly. You're not going to be the one to initiate anything. We have that with the Four of Swords, which usually the Four of Swords is in traditional tarot, some guy laying down with like three swords hanging on the wall, and the sword kind of on the I don't know if it's a coffin or whatever, or a bed, but it's right below him. That card usually represents peace, relaxation, kind of healing. You're a person that has a very healing presence. You're a person that is very, very, they're in their body, they're in their space. Your mind isn't usually filled with a lot of chaos. You're usually a person that's very calm, really to themselves, whatever. You're not someone that, like I said, you're not someone that's going to stir the pot. You're not someone that's going to cause an issue. Whether you be male or female. If you're a male, you're a type of male that's usually the person that's, you're an emotional person, but you're calm. You're to yourself. You're not someone that's going to go and make a huge, dramatic, like a big dramatic appearance or a big dramatic, statement. You're just someone that just kind of like pays attention to what's going on around you, and you just kind of go with the flow. But you're also a very loving person, and you also love relationships. You're a person that is I would say a people person. You're a person that loves to connect with people. We have that with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups usually represents two people that have like a soul connection together. People, two couples, business partners, whatever you want to look at it. But since we're asking how people see you, they see you as a person that that probably is a good partner. Probably is someone that is very lovable, isn't afraid to show how they feel, show affection, show appreciation, show love. Like I said, you're more on the emotional side. If you like somebody, if you have any feelings for somebody, you're not afraid to let them know. And when you let them know, you're honest with it. But you're at the same time, you're a person that's not going to over exaggerate your feelings. You're a person that's going to be like, hey, this is how I feel, blah blah blah, and based on what they do, you're going to react accordingly. You're not someone that's going to process it. You're going to react accordingly, like I said. And like I said, with the Two of Pentacles right here, it's all based on mood, based on how you feel. You make decisions, you do things based on how you feel, based on how the moon, based on how the moon phases are, based on, how you, like, if you're not in a good mood today, you're not going to do anything. If you're in a great mood today, you may accomplish everything. So let's look at how people who are romantically attracted to you, people who you date, people who you are interested in, let's see how they see you. How do people in a romantic sense, how do they feel about you? How do they see you? How do they view you? How do they feel about you? How do people in a romantic sense see you, view you, or feel about you? Let's see what we got. Oops. Okay. Flirt. We have flirt. We have reconciliation. And we have honeymoon. So, you can be a very flirtatious person. If you're not that flirtatious, you have a very flirtatious way about you. Like people, like you may be the type of person that people may think you're flirting with them, but you could just be, just speaking normally, saying how you feel. Because like I said, you don't hold back your emotions. You're not a person that feels like you should restrict how you feel. So if you have a certain feeling towards somebody, you're going to express it. So you may be a bit of a flirt, you may not. You may just have that, energy about you where people think you're flirting with them, and you could just be like, hey, I'm not flirting with you. I'm just talking to you like a normal person. But you have a very loving, very calm, very, attractive energy about you. Reconciliation. People see you as somebody who doesn't hold grudges. You're not someone that's going to, you're not going to have that tension going on for such a long time. If something's bothering you, you want to address it right then and there. You want to fix the situation right then and there. You don't want to let it linger and get worse and boil over into something else, because if it boils over, like we were looking at with the Tower card, you release like hell of emotion. Like you release a flood of emotion if it boils over. So you prefer to handle things right then, right there, get to the point. So a lot of like people you've dated, people that you love, if you're not feeling a certain way or you don't feel good about a certain thing, you tend to just address it right then and there. Let all your emotions, let everything you feel right then and there, you leave it out on the table, so that way when it's all said and done, it's all out. You don't have to think about it or sit with it, because I don't think you're a person that likes to sit with their emotions. You're not a person that likes to wallow in their feelings. If you are feeling something, you gotta let it out. But like I said, you're also a person that doesn't hold grudges. You're not someone that's going to try to, make the situation uncomfortable for someone else. You're going to, if there's something, like if there's a wedge between you and another person and you can fix it, you don't mind, reconciling with that person. You don't mind trying to find that common ground with that person. You're not a person that's going to, be stuck in their ways. You're good, like I said, with Two of Pentacles, usually goes with the flow. Usually it's very, very, like I said, goes with the way the wind takes them. They're not people that are so set and this is how things are gonna go. You go with where the wind takes you. And we can also look at the honeymoon card right here. You're a person that's, like I said, you're a very lovable person. You're a very lovey person. You're a person that isn't afraid to show their emotions. Like, people that date you enjoy the honeymoon phase because you are a person that tends to love this public display of affection. You love showing your affection. You love being that affectionate person. Like I said, you're very, you show your love and all that emotion easily. You don't think about it. You just do it. If you feel a certain way, you're going to express it. If you feel attraction to someone, you don't hold back. You tend to not hold back. You just feel. You just enjoy the feeling of love. Enjoy the feeling of bliss. Enjoy the feeling of being in love, of that honeymoon stage. You fully grasp that honeymoon stage. And like you have the flirt card. You're a very flirtatious person, or you have that flirtatious sort of energy. So people that tend to be with you know that you're a very affectionate person, and they like it. They love that you're affectionate. They love that you don't hold grudges. They love that you are always willing to compromise, to figure things out. Like you have the Justice card. You're a very fair person. You're a fair person. You're a person that looks at things, at both sides, but at the same time, I don't think I had the Justice card. I thought I had the Justice card. Or no, we had the four swords. My bad. Staying with the other reading. We have the Four of Swords here. So you're very, you're a level-headed person. You're a fair person. You see both sides. You're balanced. Because anything with the Fours tends to be a very balanced card, a very stable card. You look at both sides. You're not a person that's going to, you react with emotion, but you're not going to react with unreasonable emotion. You're not going to just see one side and just react. You're going to look at both sides, and based on how those sides made you feel, you're going to make the decision. And like I said, yeah, people tend to like you because you're very affectionate. You're very emotional. You're very, you're a sweet person. You're just honest with your emotions. So, that's pretty much it for pile number 2. We're gonna move on to pile number 3 because at this point, I think I'm just kind of being redundant. Okay, so if you picked the Gray Dragon, I've already pretty much picked your cards already. I had originally done this reading a couple minutes ago, but my camera decided it didn't want to record the full thing, so yeah. We'll work with what we have. But I do have your cards already that I already pulled. For the traditional tarot, we have the Six of Cups, Ten of Swords, and the King of Cups. For the Book of Shadows Tarot, the lighter version, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Hierophant. For your Romance Angels, we have Worth Waiting For. This Can Be the One. And Honeymoon. Okay. So, how do people see you? How do they view you? What do romantic partners think of you? Well, first off, based on the cards, the King of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, you tend to be a person that has a lot of emotion, but you don't reveal it to everyone. You actually have a select few of people that you reveal how you feel to. So let's say you were having a bad day. You're a type of person that you wouldn't let a random stranger that you met that day know about your day. Someone asks about your day, like, "Hey, how's your day?" And you don't know who they are, you never met them. You're like, "Oh, it was good." You pretty much straight to the point. You tend to have a poker face when it comes to your emotions. Although you have a lot of emotions going on inside you. You have a lot of things that could be happening. Let's say you could be having the world fall apart right in your life right now. But people that, just meet you, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't be able to suspect that from you. Because if you look at the King of Swords, he has a very poker face look to him. Whether you're male or female, these cards aren't gender specific. If you're male, I could talk about you. If you're female, same thing. But you're a person that tends to not reveal everything that's going on inside them. Because if you notice, he's just sitting normally. Meanwhile, the waves beneath them are just going crazy. If you notice, all that water is they're just waves upon waves upon waves going down. Well, he's still remaining calm and collective. Like, he's not going like, "Oh no, everything is below me is going crazy." No, he's just like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, the world's falling apart, but then so what?" So you're not a person that will, just out of nowhere give everything away. You're a person that will remain calm and collective. And you probably are healing from stuff from your past, as we got the Ten of Swords and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups usually represents, past situations, past people, past whatever. And the Ten of Swords usually represents, an ending. It can represent just thoughts, negative feelings and emotions plaguing you, whatever. But it tends to represent the ending of a cycle, as most people would tell you. So basically, long story short, people kind of see you, people that meet you kind of get a sense that you've probably had I don't want to say a rough past, but you've had a past that's kind of shaped you to kind of have a poker face. Like, you're not a person that's going to reveal all your cards. And that's usually people that tend to be like that kind of usually have gone through a very, rough time growing up, or a rough time in their life, that they don't want to just reveal all their cards. If they know if they reveal all their cards, someone's going to use it against them, use their emotions, use whatever that's going on in their life against them, so they usually keep it under wraps.
So you're a person that tends to, if there's something going on in your life, whether it be just help, just chaos in general, you're not going to let everybody know that's going on. You're going to just keep a very, 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 you're going to keep a poker face. You're just going to keep calm, collective into your, in your space. Because we have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is usually represents someone who's stable, someone who's, I don't want to say closed off, because a lot of people will say it's represents someone who's closed off. I'm not going to say you're closed off, but you're not going to open up to everybody that you meet. You're not going to open up to just that random person that just decides to walk into your life. Like, it's going to take time for it to get that way. It's going to take time for you. It's going to take time and work to get to that point before you decide to reveal your cards to anybody, because you know that if you just reveal your cards to anybody, they can use it against you. So we also have the Three of Pentacles, which represents, work, putting us forth that effort, into anything. You're a person that does put your best foot forward. You're a person that does work hard. You are a hard worker. People admire your work. People admire the things you do. People know that the work you put into anything, you put your all into it. But they also know that you are still kind of working from, things that you've dealt with in the past, things that, have harmed you, things that have caused you any discomfort, any sort of past traumas that they know that you're working through them, but you're working through them gracefully. You're not working through them at the detriment of others. You're not that type of person that's like, I'm going through something, so I'm going to make your life a living hell. No, you're going through something and you're going to address it in the best way possible. We can see that with the Hierophant. You're a person that's very traditional. You're very by the book. You were probably raised in a home sort of like mine, where your parents raised you not to let everybody and their mama know what's going on in the household. You're not a person that will go and tell people what's going on in your life. Usually if something happens, your parents are usually the people that are like, whatever happens here, it stays here. You don't go and tell people your business, You're not, and that's just how you are. You're not someone that's going to go and tell people what's going on or blah about your business. Now, there's certain people in your corner that you confide in, and these are people you've probably known for long periods of time, as you can see in the Six of Cups. Six of Cups represents the past people that you've known for a very long time, are the people you confide in, the people that you reveal your emotions to, people that you vent to. You're not going to do that to some random person. So you're also very traditional. You're very by the book, like I said. You have manners. You're very polite. You're not someone that, like I said, you're like, let's say, you're at a job and you had the worst day of your life, and a customer comes in, and you're not the person that's going to treat the customer based on your day. You're going to be polite. You're going to smile, and you're going to, ask them if they need anything, how's their day. You're going to be a person that doesn't show that you had the worst day of your life. And people can see that you're not one to reveal your cards too much. Now, that being said, the people that you date, the people that you get romantically involved with, they love that about you. They adore that you don't reveal all your cards, because they like feeling like they're VIP. So, or exclusive, and I guess that's a better way of explaining that. So we have Worth Waiting For, This Can Be the One, and Honeymoon. So, with the Worth Waiting For card, people know when they meet you. You're like, people that are attracted to you, who are interested in you, they know you're not going to be the person that's going to be you're not going to be the person that reveals everything right then and there. You're not going to be the person that's going to go out on a date and have these unrealistic expectations of how the night's going to turn out. You kind of just, you're a person that wants to test the waters first, see what it's like, and then you'll make your decision based on how you feel. People know that you're not going to reveal all your emotions to them when they first meet you, but that they have to work their way up to get to that point where you feel, that they're trustworthy for you to give that much of your emotions away to someone. And they like that. They like that you're not a person that's going to, tell everybody your business, because, let's be honest. Let's say you were in love with someone. Did you want someone that basically shares all their secrets to everybody? Or do you want someone that shares their secrets specifically to you, that tells that expresses their emotions to you because they trust you? So that feeling that, this person is expressing their emotions to me or to the select few people, it kind of makes you feel like you're VIP. It kind of makes you feel like you're exclusive. So people that date you, people that get involved with you, they feel like they feel special. The fact that you choose them, the fact that you even give them that time of day, they feel special when they're around you. This can be the one. This kind of ties into that as well. They feel so special that they think you're the one for them. A lot of your people you've dated have probably put you on this pedestal of like, this is the person I'm going to marry, this is the person I'm going to be with. And if they haven't done that, there are people that do like you, that are probably around you right now, that see you as that person that they would want to marry, that they want to have a long-term relationship with. They see you as long-term relationship material, as we can see in the Hierophant. Hierophant tends to represent that, kind of be that marriage card, that traditional card. People see you as marriage material. People see you as that person that, if there's something going on in the family, you're not going to be that person that's going to blab it and tell everybody what's going on in the family. Like, it's whatever happens in the family stays in the family, and they love that about you. They also love that you do take your time. You are a person that's not going to reveal all your cards, because that makes them feel like they're special, that they're the one. So they appreciate that about you. We also have the honeymoon card, which the honeymoon card to me represents, happy times, some good refreshing points in the relationship. So people see you as very refreshing. They love those honeymoon phases with you, because when you are in your honeymoon phase, you're the type of person if you're in the honeymoon phase of a relationship and you feel comfortable, you are the most loving, expressive, just all out beautiful person. Like, you can make a date the most romantic date in the world. You can make a walk in a park seem like the most enchanted moment of someone's life, because you don't reveal all that to everybody. You don't show that side to everybody, but you show it to a specific few who you can trust. And people know that. They know that when they're with you, they're special. They know when when they talk to you, when they get to know you, and you allow them to walk into your life, that they feel special. They know that they're special. They know that you're not going to do that to everyone. So people tend to see you as, like I said, the marriage material, the type of person they want to settle down with, the type of person they want to have a long-term relationship with. And you like romance. You enjoy romance. You enjoy the idea of romance. Like I said, you're very traditional. You enjoy, when it comes to romance, to love and romantic relationships, you like to do the whole courtship. You like to do the whole, like, you're going to court me. If you're a woman, you like to be courted by the male. If you're a male, you like to be the one to do the courting. You like to, be the one, if you're male, you're more of the, I'm the masculine, I'm going to take on the dominant role, I'm going to lead the way. And if you're the feminine, you're usually the person that's, like traditional, I'm not saying submissive, that's a very, depending on how you see that word, but you're more of like, you do what traditional relationships are. Like, the woman tends to be the more feminine, submissive type, whereas the male is the more assertive type. And you're fine with those roles. You're not against it. You like it, but at the same time, you are within your own power. So the partners that are with you, regardless if you're submissive or assertive, they know that you have your own power. And if you need to use that power, you're not going to be afraid to use it. It's going to be right then and there. You're going to do what you need to do. So you're not a person that, like, regardless of what role you decide to take, you still have your own power. You still stand on your own 2 feet. You still have your own stability. You still have your own self. You still, you're not someone who will be swayed by just anybody. You are a person that, is in their ways. And I'm not saying in your ways, because that can be a good or bad thing, but you have the way you do things. You have the way you perceive things. You have the way you analyze things, see things. And people know that you're not a person that's going to just change their mind or change the way they feel about something just because someone said to do so. You're a person that will stay steadfast in their power. So people admire that. They love that about you. They love that you're not someone that reveals all their cards. You're not someone that's going to be talkative about. You're not one to gossip about things. You're not someone that's going to tell. If someone tells you a secret, you're not going to go and tell the whole world. You're going to keep it to yourself. Especially if it's someone in your close corner, you keep it to yourself. You can hold secrets really well. You're a person that everybody wants to confide in, but you only confide in a few. That's the best way I can explain that. So, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'm going to try to do a couple more in the future if you guys enjoyed this. I know the microphone is kind of in the way of the shot. I'm going to try to see if I can come up with a better setup. But if you enjoyed these readings, please like, subscribe, and I'll try to do more of these in the future. And yeah, so take care, and I hope to see you guys soon.